Hello everyone, this is Arnav this side. I'm back with another video on Python on MySQL, which is a topic of class 12 CBSE Computer Science curriculum. Now, SQL also stands for Structured Query Language. It is a standard language which is used to access and modify relational databases. It was initially developed by the IBM Research Laboratory in San Jose, and SQL is basically used to manage databases, and there are many types, including MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, etc. Some of the advantages of using SQL are that firstly, it's an interactive language, so it can be used for communication with the databases. Secondly, we can use it to multiple data views, so the user can make different views of database structures and databases for the different users. Thirdly, it is portable, so it can be used in the programs in PCs, servers, laptops, etc. Apart from that, no coding is needed. It is very easy to manage the databases without actually having to write substantial amount of code. This basically summarizes the features of SQL. So portability, as I discussed earlier, it's also very secure and protected with password. Also, various APIs are developed to connect it with many programming languages. Now, firstly, we have the data definition language, which is basically used to create databases and table structures commands like create, alter, drop. So anything which has to do with the table particularly. But when we want to manipulate the data present inside the table, we use these commands such as select, insert, delete, update. There are some other commands as well, including data control language, which is used to manipulate permissions of access grant rights to the tables, such as grant and revoke. Apart from that, there's also some commands which are used, which is commit, rollback, save point, etc. But from the perspective of CBSE, we will only be doing and dealing with the first two. Now, what are the various data types in SQL? Firstly, it's integer, or also called as int, which is the numeric data type. Second is float, or decimal or numeric, which stores real numbers up to m digit lengths with d decimal places. Next is the date and time data types, where date is stored in the year, month, date format, and time is stored in the hour, day format. And next we have the string or text data type. Firstly is char and varchar. These two are very important and have been frequently asked in the CBSE board examinations. They're different. So let me tell you that the difference between them is that in char, a fixed length string is taken, whereas in varchar, a variable length string is taken, both up to 255 characters. And another difference is that varchar it basically doesn't use all the memory, whereas in char, it uses all the memory. So this saves more space and more memory. That's why varchar is technically better than char. Now, what are some of the database commands in SQL? To get the list of all the available databases, we use show databases. If we want to create a database, we use create database and the table name, and the database name. If you want to delete a database, the drop command is used. And if you want to remove a table, we just say drop table, table name. Then after database has been created, we can open the database using the use command. So use and then the table name. Use and then the database name. Then we can ask it to show the list of tables in the open database by using show tables. Then we can create a table by using the create column by using the create command. So create table, table name over here student. This is one column which is varchar 15. So we can specify how many bits it has to use. First name is also 15. Class is char 2. Then the describe command can be used to view the structure or the table schema. Next, if you want to insert new rows into an existing table, we use the insert command. So insert into table name values, then these are the values that we will be inserting according to the column name. Now, a general form of select is select what we want to select from the table, where we apply a condition that the data must satisfy. Now, some of the comparison operators here are less than equal to, not equal to, etc. And logical operators include and, or not. Now, comparison operator for specific value null is select star from students. So when we use select star from students, it basically returns all the data stored in the table. Now, let's say we want to select a particular row. We want to select all values actually where the class is for. So we write down this SQL command. Let's say we just want to see SQL first underscore name, which is one column. So we use select first underscore name comma class from student. And let's say you want to see all cities where there is no value defined in the table, which is basically is null. Then we use select star from student where city is null. Now this is also very important, pattern matching. So basically the percentage sign represents a substring in any length and the underscore represents a single character. So basically when we use percentage, it means that after A there can be any number of characters which can come after capital A. So let's say Arush, Advik, etc. Whereas over here, if we first put two underscores and then put A, this shows that there are three characters which end with A. So first two can be any characters. Similarly, underscore B percent shows that any string which has a second character B, and there is one character before B. So this is very important. It is frequently tested in CBSE and very easy as well. And also, let me tell you that when we use two percentage signs, it means that this has to be a substring of this given string. So let's say Arush Singh. So we are selecting his name from student, which is the table name, where the name is like Singh. So the surname can be Singh. So we use both percentage to get the entire value, which is stored inside both percentage signs. Next is order by. We can use descending to get the descending values in a descending order. We can also use the distinct keyword, which only displays distinct data after removing duplicate data from the specified columns. Now we can also delete selected rows from a table using the delete command. We can update or modify the entries in the table. This is also once again very frequently tested in CBSE. So we update the table name, set the column name to something where something else. So these two basically are used to make modify or changes to the table. Now these are some of the very frequently tested constraints in SQL. One is not null, which shows that a column can't have a null value. Second is unique, which shows that all values are different. The primary key is a combination of not null and null value. And a foreign key is a key whose value is derived from the primary key of another table, and it helps in uniquely identifying a row in another table. So this is how we can create a table with constraints. So create table name, ID, not null, primary key. So this is basically an example of how you can create a table. Next is the alter command. It can be used to add, delete, or modify columns in an existing table. We should use the alter table command to add and drop constraints on an existing table. So alter table, then the table name, add column name, and we basically put down the data type. We can also drop the column, so alter table name, drop column, column name. We can modify the column name by changing the data types as well. So this is basically more examples of alter table where we're adding constraints, modifying data, dropping constraint, etc. So this is another example of how you can use alter to make changes to the table.